times a month, city residents have reported extreme sanitation issues with feral cats. These are typically high-density areas with propensities in close proximity where feral cats are posing health and safety issues to human populations. In November of 2014, Sutter Animal Services Authority authorized staff to proceed with the implementation and recommendation of the proposed ordinance. So we'd like to introduce this ordinance that would prohibit the free feeding. The philosophy behind the ordinance is that without a food source, the feral cat population will not flourish and reduce or eliminate potential human health issues. Animals that are surgically altered will not reproduce unwanted animals. With less free feeding, feral interactions with domesticated pets and humans will decrease, which will also increase public safety. We've got a 4-tier system. Terrell, if you wouldn't mind helping me with that. Basically, based on the level of problem at a residence or a business, an animal control officer would go out and assess the situation. The red one here is for the worst case scenario. Basically, it would take an investigation, a follow-through by an animal control officer, advising the person that they are violating the free feeding ordinance. There might be a citation given, if applicable, if they're not willing to work with the policy. And we would be returning to make sure that everything is in compliance, basically. So we can go on through the other tiers. The second and third are very similar. It's just based on the level of problem. The fourth one, if we want to jump to that one, is where you don't have a person necessarily feeding, but you have someone who was feeding who's no longer available. They've passed away, they've been incarcerated, they moved away or something, and the cats are still residing there. That one is a simpler issue to abate. So the recommendation at this time is to introduce the ordinance. We work closely with both first the SAS attorney and then with the city attorney as well to prepare the document in a manner that would work as a working tool for the animal control officers. And I'd gladly entertain any questions at this time.
Thank you, Diana. Are there any questions of Diana from staff or from the council? Seeing none, we have a couple members of the public who would like to address this item, so I'm going to open the public hearing and invite Stephanie Racino to step to the podium. And then following Stephanie will be Jan Kendall. So if you could be ready to follow her.
Hi, I'm Steph Racino, 1660 Sharon Drive. I didn't know about this until I went and saw the agenda and then looked at the amendment pack. I was born a cat lover, and I'll die the cat lady. But I don't know a kid who does not have compassion when they see a starving cat and wants to feed them something. My son is constantly rescuing cats. We have 2 of them right now. We have cat doors, and there are a couple neighborhood cats who, I don't like it, but they come in and they feel free to help themselves to our cat's food and go out. Sometimes there isn't a place you can't go. Just yesterday when we were at Walgreens going to the pharmacy there, we ran into a couple of starving cats. So my son, like anybody else, demands that I go to Jack in the Box, get a couple of patties and feed them. It seems to me that it's anti-humane not to allow it. And children, I mean, how can you tell them? The city says you can't feed the cats. Animal control can't be everywhere. I can understand the health and the safety issue, but I can't understand making a law or an ordinance. Maybe asking the public. Oh, but I really don't understand why we would spend extra money enforcing a policy like that. Help the cats. Help all the animals. You know, if you want to kill them, I mean, I can understand that. But to slowly let them starve to death, there are a lot of people who are cruel, who have animals, don't get them spayed and neutered, and abandon them. Why are the animals suffering because of the owners? Do we really need an ordinance like this? Set us apart from everyone else. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Jan Kendall?
Hello. I would like to ask. I believe that the recommendation is the free feeding would be not having pans of food out for 24 hours. It would be an orchestrated feeding of the animals. Like, for instance, the animals would have a certain amount of food out that they could eat in a short period of time, or would it be yes. I'm asking Diana. Sorry about that. I probably shouldn't be asking this question right now, but anyways, what I would like to encourage the council and Diana, and I know that she's working towards this with Dr. Vetri, is to establish a trap neuter release program. By trap neuter releasing cats, you have eliminated a lot of the problems. You will reduce the cat cowling and everything else. You reduce the spraying the cats will do. You also eliminate the cats. What happens with a trap neuter release situation is you have a certain number of cats, you have them all trapped, you have them all spayed and neutered, you have them all vaccinated, you have them treated for fleas. There's a whole bunch of things that happen when you do a trap neuter. And by doing that, you've made your population a limited amount, and attrition takes them over the years. Your limited population goes away. You do a certain feeding time where the cats will come in, feed at a certain time. You take the bowls away so you don't have all the problems of possums, raccoons, and skunks eating the cat food, making them much happier, much fatter, and more likely to have babies. So it's kind of like, I kind of attribute it to like a farmer, because I work for the ag department. You have one farmer in the middle of many farmers. He's controlling the squirrels on his property. The people next door are not controlling the squirrels on either side. So those squirrels are going, yahoo, we're moving to the place where there's plenty of room to roam. And that's what a trap neuter release program does. It fills up the space with trapped and neutered animals. They're vaccinated, and it makes it a safer situation. So I would like to encourage your continued trying to set that up. I would also encourage the public to step in and help out with this kind of thing, offering opinions, helping out, going out and talking to people that may need a little encouragement to get the neutering and the spaying done. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Diana, could you clarify the question she had there for the public, please?
Sure. So this is just the first phase. The second phase, we're looking at funding sources to help SASA and the community to eliminate some of the feral cat issues. A trap neuter release program is the best way to do that.
Everybody up and
It's okay.
down?
And believe me, we are looking into that. There's some funding considerations that we need to make. There are some grants that are available. We've just literally started looking at those as well. We know that simply free feeding, and what I meant by that is just to put down ample food and walk away. It's creating a real big problem, and we know that people are doing it from the goodness of their heart. We know that, but it's creating some pretty significant issues. So I think together with this ordinance, if it were to pass, and a trap neuter release program to be created and implemented, I think we'll have a good process here.
So just to clarify, it doesn't mean just setting a bowl down and feeding a cat at a specified time each day. It's just where you're dumping the food out and just leaving it there.
Right, and one of the issues in one of the exact verbiage in the ordinance says that you're not allowed to leave out more food than is adequate for the amount of what is adequate reasonably for your pet or the few that you consider to be yours. But simply dropping down a 30 or 40 pound bag of food and slicing it open and walking away, that's not responsible.
All right, thank you.
Welcome.
Any questions of Diana? Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing unless anyone else would like to speak on this issue. Okay, close the public hearing, bring it back to the council for action.
I just have a couple of comments before we move forward. My own daughters are cat nuts to some extent. My oldest daughter has adopted a number of feral cats when they were living over by the hospital, and it's very hard to domesticate those animals, and so they do create some issues. There's control issues with them, but the behavior pattern in which allows these the feral cats to grow, or that their population to grow, is the fact that there's food. If there's not food available for them, they go to other places. It's not inhumane. A feral cat knows how to kill, and it will eat. You stop feeding them, you're going to have less rats, mice, and other things and gophers in your neighborhood. And birds and other little rodents that run around, squirrels. So they do create havoc, and it's just not part of the normal, I would say, cycle for animals. With that, I make a motion I would move staff's recommendation.
All right, I have a motion
And I'll second that.
and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries unanimously.